In this lesson, we're going to solve multi-step equations. Not one step, not two steps, not even three steps, but multi-step equations. You ready to do this, Dominique?
Yes.
Alrighty. So the basic thing is this. We're going to be solving for x, right?
Right.
And what does x represent? It represents the answer. So we want to get to the answer to figure out what x's represent. Okay? We've already done one-step equations. We've already done two-step equations. So let's put some little spice in our lives, okay? See what we can do here. Wow. Look at this problem. 3x minus 13 equals x minus 7. Normally, x is on one side, but now x has a split personality, right? We got x's on the left and x's on the right.
Right.
So what we want to do is get them all on one side, thinking the same way, okay? So if you see a big person having a seat and a little person having a seat, and someone says move, the little person is definitely going to get up and move, okay? So here, this x is smaller than 3x, so we'll move the smaller x by subtracting it from both sides. That allows us to move it to the other side. So these x's cancel. And 3x minus x gives us 2x, and we bring down the 13, just hanging along for the ride. And then we also have a negative 7 left on the right, so we bring that down as well, okay? And now we're back to a two-step equation, all right? So we'll do the small action first. The opposite of subtracting 13 is to do what?
Add.
Exactly. So we're going to add 13 to both sides because it's an equation. These cancel. That 2x is pretty heavy, so let's go ahead and drop it right down here. So now we have 2x equals negative 7 plus 13, which would give us a positive 6. Now, Dominique, let's bring it home, all right? We have 2x equals 6. What do we do to solve for x?
You divide 2 by 2 and
Exactly.
6 by 2.
Divide by 2 on both sides. The 2's cancel. We drop the x right there in the slot. And 6 divided by 2 is what?
3.
3. Very good. So see, we can still solve these problems with an extra step or two. No problem, okay? You ready for the next one?
Yes.
You feeling good?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. Oh, my groceries. Look at this problem. There's a lot of numbers going on in this problem, huh?
Yes.
Okay, now check it out. When you have a problem this big, what you want to do is what they do in the movie industry, right? It's called pre-production. So we want to pre-produce this thing here. So we want to figure out what's going to happen in the problem before we even start it, all right? So that when we get into the problem, we won't get confused, all right?
Okay.
So what's the first thing you see that's going to happen in this problem before we even start?
Distribute.
Very good. We have to use a distributive property. That's going to happen in the problem. And then looking at this, I see some numbers on the left, some numbers on the right. So we're probably going to have to combine some like terms in this problem along the line, okay?
Okay.
And then once again, looks like we have another split personality going on. I see ends on the left and ends on the right. So we're probably going to have to move the variable to one side. There's a lot going on in this problem, isn't it?
Yes.
I know. The last thing we'll have to do in this problem is the two-step, okay? Not the foxtrot, not the waltz, but the two-step, okay? It's a real popular dance in the math community right now, okay? Now we're done with the pre-production, so we can go ahead and do this movie, all right?
Okay.
So first we're going to distribute. So 4n minus 16 plus 3 equals 2 times n, which is 2n, plus 2 times 3, which is 6, and then we still have that minus 9, all right?
Okay.
So the distributive property is done. The next step is to combine like terms. Okay, I see a number here and a number here on the left. So we'll bring down the 4n since it's not like those other numbers, all right? So we have negative 16 plus 3, which is a negative 13. We're done with the left side. On the right side, we have a 6 minus 9, which would give us a negative 3. So that'll be a 2n minus 3, all right?
Okay.
Combining like terms, done, all right? 2 more steps to go. Now we're to the split personality part, right?
Right.
So which one is smaller, the 4n or the 2n?
The 2n.
The 2n is smaller, so that one's got to move. So we subtract 2n from both sides. Those cancel. 4n minus 2n leaves us 2n. We bring down that 13, still hanging around. And then on the left side here, on the right side, we have minus 3. So we move the variable to one side. Moving the variables, done. All right? And now for the grand finale. You got your dance shoes on?
Of course.
All right, it's time to do the two-step. So the first thing we want to do is look and see subtraction. What's the opposite of subtraction?
Addition.
Addition. So we're going to add 13 to both sides. Those are gone, right?
Right.
This 2 ends getting a little hot, so we're going to drop it right down here. And then we have negative 3 plus 13, which is
Positive 10.
positive 10. All right? My hand's getting a little cramped, so you got to take me home on this one. What do we do next?
Okay. You divide 2 by 2.
Exactly.
And then you divide 10 by 2.
Very good. Those cancel. We get n equals what?
5.
5. Very good job, Dominique. Now, when you do a problem that's this hard and takes this much time, right, you want to check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Because you want to make sure you got the right answer, all right?
Okay.
So what you would do is take the answer and plug it back into the original problem, all right?
Okay.
To make sure that the left side equals the right side, and it's in balance, all right? Dominique, you did a great job of solving these multi-step equations, all right?
Okay, thank you.
If I was your parents, I'd give you a whole lot of money for this, all right? So tell your parents I said so.
Okay.
All right? Great job. Now go ahead and get ahead in math.